Good morning to all. Myself Dr. Jayashila, Assistant Professor of Commerce, Government First Grade College, Aurad, District Bidar. Dear students, in this video I am going to solving the previous year question paper of income tax as per the Gulbarga University Kalburgi syllabus. In the last video already we are solved the section A, section B of this question paper. Let us come to the section C. In the section C there are 5 questions are there. Out of 5 questions you have to answer any 3 questions. Each questions carry 15 marks. Means here in the section C you will get the 45 marks. In this video particularly I am going to solving only 3 questions. Another 2 questions I will continue in the next video. Let us come to the question number 18. First you read this question and you will get the idea to solve the question. So here as per this question, let us come to here. From the following information, compute the taxable capital gain of Mr. Srinivas for the assessment year 2015-16. So here what he said means compute the taxable income of the Mr. Srinivas, taxable capital gain of Mr. Srinivas. So here the information of the Srinivas is given here. Srinivas has the 2 kinds of the property. One is the house property and another one is the non-listed shares. All these information is given as per those 2 assets. Cost of acquisition of the house property is rupees 8 lakh and non-listed shares of rupees 2 lakh 18,000. Purchasing year of the house property, that is on 1972-73 and 1982-83. Then cost of addition is also given. House property is rupees 2 lakh and non-listed shares of rupees 1 lakh 50,000. Year of addition is 1977-78 for the house property, 1987-88 for the non-listed shares. Cost of improvement is given here. For the house property 1 lakh 40,000. Here in the non-listed shares nil. Then year of improvement of the house property is given here 1986-87. Then the non-listed shares it is a nil. So sales proceeds given in the question 1 crore 37 lakh 46,000 for the house property and 35 lakhs 42,000 for the non-listed shares. Year of sale of the house property is 2014-15 and for the non-listed shares 2014-15. So apart from this information, again he has given certain another informations also which is related to these 2 properties. The selling expenses in respect of the non-listed shares to rupees 10,000. The fair market value of the house property as on 1st April 1981 was 12 lakh. The cost inflation indexed were 1981-82 that is 100, 1982-83 109, 1986-87 140, 1987-88 150 and 2014-15 that is 1024. This is your given information. As per this information, what he said means compute the taxable capital gain of Mr. Srinivas. In the last videos already I have explained about the pro forma of the long term and short term capital gain and how to calculate the cost of acquisition and cost of improvement in particular assets or properties. So let us come to the directly solutions. Here computation of taxable capital gain of Mr. Srinivas for the assessment year 2015-16. So first of all we have to take the sales proceeds for the house property that is given in the question 1 crore 37 lakh 46,000. Then minus the cost of acquisition and cost of improvement. First we have to calculate the cost of acquisition, that is given the fair market value of rupees 12 lakh and into the current means the assessment year cost of influence index is 1024. It is also given in the question, divided by here cost influence index of 1981-82, that is in 100. So this is the equations to calculate the indexed cost of in acquisition. So calculated value of the indexed cost of acquisition is 1 crore 22 lakh 88,000. So it is taken into the inner column. Then add the cost of improvement. Again we have to calculate the same as it is a cost of acquisition. Here cost of improvement of 1,40,000 given in the question, and again you have to take the current year means here assessment year index cost of influence is 1024 divided by, that is the improvement year is given in the question. As per the year of improvement, that cost of influence index is 140. So calculated cost of improvement is 10,24,000. You should add the both of these cost of acquisition and cost of improvement. Take it into the outer column. That amount is 1 crore 33 lakh 12,000. So this 1 crore 33 lakh 12,000 you should be minus on the sales proceeds for the house property, that is 1 crore 3746 lakh. The remaining balance we can call here long term capital gain on house property, that is 4 lakh 34,000. Let us come to the another one property, that is on a non-listed shares is there. So you have to take down the sales proceeds of the non-listed shares of this of the Mr. Srinivas. So here sales proceeds 35,42,000, take it into the outer column. Then minus the cost of acquisition and cost of addition is given here. In the house property cost of improvement is given. In the shares non-listed shares here given what is the cost of addition is given. So as per the equation here, the cost of acquisition first of all we have to calculate here. 2,18,000 is given in the question only, into 1,024 divided by 109, that is an index cost of influence is there. The calculated amount of the index cost of acquisition 20,48,000, take it into the inner column only. And another the information is given in the question, indexed cost of addition. So here the indexed cost of addition is given in the question, that is the 1,50,000 of additional amount is there. That into current year means that is an assessment year 1024 is the influence cost of index, divided by 150, that is an addition year is there. Addition of that asset year is 87, 88 divided by you have to take on that influence year, that is divided by 150. So your calculated amount is 10,24,000. So here in the selling expenses is also given in the information, that is 10,000. So you should be plus all these three informations, cost of acquisition, cost of addition and selling expenses. The amount of these three is 30,82,000. So you should minus these 30,82,000 in 35,42,000. So your total remaining balance comes here 4,60,000. So it is this one is 4,60,000 you take into the outer column. Then the long term capital gain you already found in the house property, that is what is that 4,34,000. These two amount you should be plus here the long term capital gain of house property and the what is the non listed shares, the capital gain here 4,60,000. This one we call as a short term capital gain. So that is 4,60,000 plus long term as well as the short term. The remaining balance here plus amount is called as a total long term capital gain, that is in a 8,94,000. So this is your answer. So here what we calculated, we have calculated the total long term capital gain of Mr. Srinivas is rupees 8,94,000. Here note is there, cost of addition on house before the 1st April 1981 is ignored here. So let us come to the next question. So next question is like this only. You should go through the question and answer the question. The first question is like this. An individual has following the investments during the previous year 2014-15, means previous year 2014-15 means here current year is 15-16, assessment year is 15-16. The information is given like this: rupees 60,000 9% government papers, rupees 46,000 8% municipal debentures, rupees 40,000 7.5% port trust bonds, rupees 32,000 11% Bangalore development loans, rupees 80,000 7% government securities, rupees 40,000 18% tax-free debentures of X company limited, that is in a listed shares are there, listed debentures are there. Then 20,000 13% debentures of Cotton Company Limited. So here another information is given here. On the 1st December 2014, he brought 40,000 10% Karnataka government loan for rupees 50,000. For the purpose, he took a loan rupees 40,000 from his banker, 15% per annum, and the balance of 10,000 were financed out of the previous loan taken for some other purpose at 14% per annum. The bank also charged rupees 400 commission on realization of the interest, 1% commission on purchase of securities. This is your given information. So what he said means here, these all the information when we see in the question, we can assess and we can find out this information is relating to the income from the other sources. As per this information, we should calculate the total income of the other sources. So here first of all, I already explained in the last videos the 5 marks questions about the income from the other sources. As it is the same here, in the question also given here, this one is the 15 marks question. So here let us solve this question. Computation of income from the other sources for the assessment year 2015-16. Already I have given the instructions and informations to the income from the other sources. Pro forma also I have explained in the last videos. Let us come to first one is interest on 9% of government papers, means here 60,000 into 9% means 5,400. Here you take into the outer column. Interest on loan 8% municipal debentures, that is in the question is also question given in the question. 46,000 into 8% divided by 100 means your calculated amount is 3,680. Interest on 7.5% port trust bond is there here, post trust bond, that is in a 40,000 into 7.5 divided by 100 means your amount is 3,000. Another one is there, interest on 11% Bengaluru development loan, that is in a 32,000 amount is there into 11% means 3,520. The fifth one is interest on 7% state government securities, given in the question only. 80,000 into 7% means here the amount is 5,600. Another one is sixth one, interest on 18% tax free debentures. So here debentures is listed debentures are there, 40,000 listed debentures into 18 divided by 100. So this amount is net amount is there. So you should be gross up the same amount, take into the gross up 7,200. You have your amount when you calculated the 40,000 into 18%. So your amount, balance amount is 7,200. You should be gross up this amount into 100 divided by 90. Your calculated amount is 8,000. And next one, interest on 13% debentures of Cotton Company Limited. So here interest of the debentures is rupees given 20,000 into 13 divided by 100 means here 2,600. And come to the next one, interest on 10% Karnataka government loan. So here Karnataka government loan is, that is what is that, 40,000 into 10 divided by 100 means 2,000 is your government Karnataka loan. So all these information you should be plus one by one, all the 8 information you should add here. So your gross income is 33,800. In the 33,800 you should be deduct under section, deductions are there under section 57. So as per the section 57, commission on realization of interest, that is given in the question, rupees 400. And interest on loan, so 40,000 into 15 divided by 100 into 4 month. Here the 1st April is given here in the only 4 month interest is he has to pay, that is 4 divided by 12 means here the interest on loan is 2,400 total amount you should be put into the outer column. So when you are added this amount into the gross income, so your income from the other sources is 31,400. What he said, compute the income from the other sources. So here income from the other sources is 31,400. Certain notes I have given here. Note number 1, interest on Karnataka government loan is taxable for the 6 month only, not more than that. So here in the question he has given only 4 months. So let us taken here in the 4 month interest on government of Karnataka loan. So here second one is, any commission paid on purchase and sale of the security is not allowed under section 57. So here any commissions are paid on purchase of sale of the any kind of the security, it is not at all allowed under section 57. Third note is there, interest on loan taken for some other purpose but used for the purchase of securities is also not allowed under this deduction under section 57. These are all the not allowed under the deductions. Let us come to the another one question, that is the question number 20. So here this question he has given the information about the profit and loss account of Mr. Bharat. So here following particulars of the Mr. Bharat, compute his total income for the assessment year 2015-16. As per this assessment year, he has given certain information in this below table. So here this is the, what is that, profit and loss of the Mr. Bharat. In the debit side of this, salary is given 66,000, office rent 54,000, general expenses 18,000, to sales tax 6,000, income tax 9,000, bad debts 4,500, municipal taxes 7,200. Let us come to the credit side. Gross profit of this year 3,60,000, rent from the house property 43,200, winning from the lottery 21,000, interest on government securities, that is a gross amount is given. You should be this amount is net amount is given, you should gross up this 29,700. 30. Commission is 200. Let us come to the next debit side of this year. Reserve for bad and doubtful debts given here 4,200. Fire insurance given 1,500. Car expenses 24,000. Life insurance premium 12,000. To donations to the approved institution, that is in a 36,000. Then depreciation 30,000. Net profit is also given here 1,81,730. This is your information. Both the column total is 4,50,130, 4,50,130. As per this given information, what he said here means compute the total income for the assessment year 2015-16 of Mr. Bharat. Let us solve this problem. So already in this kind of the problem is also I have explained. So apart from this net P&L account, he has given the other information also. In the other information, first one municipal taxes and fire insurance pertaining to house property let out. Second one is general expenses including rupees 3,000 compensation paid on employee on termination of his service in the interest of business. So here third one is half of the car expenses related to his personal use. Then fourth one is depreciation allowable amount rupees 24,000. These are all the other informations of Mr. Bharat. Let us come to solve this question. So here computation of the total income of Mr. Bharat for the assessment year 2015-16. First we have to take here the income from the business. So when the income from the business is there, as per the procedure, first of all we have to take here net profit as per the profit and loss account. Already in the question is there. So 1,81,730. Add admissible expenses. Some of the expenses we can call here admissible expenses. In the theoretical class I already explained these all expenses. First one is income tax 9,000, second municipal tax 7,200, reserve for bad debts 4,200, fire insurance 1,500, car expenses here half of the expenses only here paid by the Bharat, that is in a 12,000, life insurance premium rupees 12,000, then donations to approved, that is in a 36,000, depreciation 30,000. These are all we can call as a admissible expenses. These expenses you have to total these expenses, take into the outer column, that is amount is 1,11,900. This 1,11,900 you should be minus on the 1,81,730. So your remaining balance is 2,93,630. In that less depreciation allowable as per the rule. According to the rule, depreciation only allowable 24,000, but in the question he has given the 30,000. So that purpose allowable depreciation you minus on this amount, you will get the remaining balance is rupees 2,69,630. So here after that less income considered other heads. So income considered other head means rent from the house property is also there in the question 43,200. Lotteries net amount gross up is given here. You should be net you should be calculate as a net, that is a 21,000. Interest on government securities 29,730 it is given in the question. These all you should be minus on the 2,69,630. So your after minusing these amount you will get the income from the business. That income from business how much is there here? 1,75,700. So after that this one is the one head is there, because here in the question this question is belongs to the income from the other sources. In many heads are comes here. Second head here we can calculate like this: income from the house property. Income from the house property, first of all we have to be take here rent from the house property 43,200 and less municipal taxes given in the question 7,200. After this minusing amount you will get the 36,000. This is the annual value of house property. Then here in the annual value of the house property you should be deduct the standard deduction under section 24. So here standard deduction, how much allowable here? 30% is allowable. So here 36,000 into 30 divided by 100 means 10,800 is a standard deduction. So you should minus on the annual value of 36,000. You will get the income from the house property, that is a 25,200. This is the another second head of the income from house property. Let us come to the income from the other sources. So here in the income from the other sources he has given the winning from the lottery, that is net amount is 21,000. You should gross up that one is, means here as per the income tax rule 30% is tax deduction under the income tax head. So here winning from the lottery, that is 21,000 into 100 divided by 70 means you should be gross up this amount. The amount is 30,000. So let us come to the interest on government security, that is also gross amount is there 29,730. So you should be add here 59,730 your amount is there. Then you should be add this amount, you will get the gross total income. Gross total income how much is here? 2,60,630. So after that less deductions are there here. Deduction under section 80C, that is an LIC premium 12,000. Then under section 80G is there 50% donations. So you should first you have to take the 80C LIC 12,000, 80C 50%. You should both the total is 24,432. So after less deduction of this amount in the gross total income, you will get the total income or net income of the this other sources 2,36,198. So this is your answer. So here certain note is there here. Gross winning from the lottery is rupees 1 lakh. Already I have explained in the problem only. Into 100 divided by 70, that is 30,000. So second note is there here. Donations to approved institution is qualified for deduction under section 80G subject to limited, that is 24,864, that is the 10% of gross total income 2,48,630. The rate of reduction is 50%. So here what is the 50% amount here? 12,432. These are all the 3 questions I have solved in the question paper of as per the 2016 Gulbarga University, Kalburgi. Thank you. Another video I will continue the next 2 questions. Thank you.